If you are using AI to create content, then you might want to use these 8 tricks and prompts that help you get this content sounding more human and more imperfect. So let's go into Claude.ai, which I'm usually using for content creation with AI. One of the first tips that I'm using is generating the whole content, but writing the title, the introduction and conclusion yourself. So that makes sure that it's really human, it's you, and this is the first thing that people see. And if they see that the title sounds just like AI, they will lose trust in the whole content piece. And to make this easier, you can use this prompt that asks AI to not include title, conclusion, or introduction, but just to add placeholder text there. So I know that I have to go in and rewrite these things in my own words. So that's the main thing where I'm usually starting. The second tip that I have is banning the AI words that are really typical for any AI output. I think you definitely know what type of words I'm talking about once you see them. And I have this really big list of words that you can copy paste if you join aimarketingmasters.com, link below. And this is a really good prompt that if you see like a couple of words there that you don't really like, start adding these to your banned AI words prompt and use this whenever you need to. So now it generates a new version and it already looks better. The third tip that I have is to simplify the language of the AI output. And this you can use for any type of content that you're doing, not just blog posts, but also emails, social media posts, anything. By default, AI models use a bit more complicated language. So I like to use either the prompt of using a 6th grade reading level, or I think it's even better to use the Flesh score. And you want to use Flesh score between 70 and 80. And here's also a simple prompt that you can copy from aimarketingmasters.com. So I'll just add this prompt here as well. And Claude is now recreating the text, making it even more easy for the eyes and easier to understand. And since this blog post already was pretty easy to read and understand, so maybe it didn't really need more simplification, but at least like at the end of this, it also gives me the Flesh score of this piece now, which is 73.5. I think this is pretty good. So the fourth tip that I have is to add a first person point of view. And I think this also makes the content more human. So I'm gonna add a prompt about this as well. And now AI will rewrite the content, adding some personal touches to it. The fifth tip is using active voice. Because by default, AI outputs are really passive, and you can tell just by reading through any AI text that it feels really impersonable and passive. So just gonna use this prompt about using an active voice. And as you can see, it kept the Flesh score at the end of the blog post that I requested. So this is really good because I can now see how it changes. It actually got better. It's 79 point something now. And now I'm changing it to use the active voice. Of course, if you are working with content, you're not just blindly adding all of these prompts, but you want to read through the content and kind of understand what's missing, what's wrong. And so then you can go and see what exactly do I need to change to make it better and make it more human sounding. The sixth tip that I have is that you want to add some subtle imperfections and variations to your text and AI outputs. So I have this prompt that asks it to use a few filler words with well, you know, actually, and some other tricks here as well. So let's add this prompt as well here. And here now the blog post starts with, you know, when I kicked off my first B2B gig, we had ideas coming out of our ears, but well, cash was another story. SEO, right? It might as well have been a luxury sports car. It already sounds really fun, I would say. Okay, and the seventh tip is to use a conversational tone. AI can overdo it, so be careful with this one, and just try it out. Like if it makes the content better, if maybe I would say like with this Claude outputs, you might not need it. It might make it too casual. So see if this is your style, if it works for you. If not, don't use this. But overall, a casual style usually is easier to read and people like it more than really academic and stiff writing style. And the eighth and the last tip that I have for you is to format the text output. So just ask AI to use some bullet points where it makes sense, also headers, subheaders, and also to bold some of the places. And this should make the whole AI output easier to read, more human looking. So let's see what it does. And this is the end result, Flesh score of 75.4. And we used really drew the kitchen sink on this content, but in reality, you want to use these small prompts sparingly and exactly where you need it. So definitely find what works for you, see what goes with your style, but at least you know this is my toolbox whenever I feel the AI content is sounding a bit too AI. Hope you like it and check out the next video. Bye!